So I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2009. I was 38 at the time. My mum had died 5 years earlier. So for me, I was very worried about the diagnosis, obviously. My mum died, it had gone to a bone, so they didn't decide where the primary was, although she was put on tamoxifen, so the suggestion was it started breast. There were other members of the family who'd had breast cancer too, so I was very concerned about getting it right. And for me, getting it right meant to do as much as I could to make sure it didn't come back. It was lobular cancer that I had, so at no point was there any suggestion I was going to have a lumpectomy. It was always going to be a mastectomy, but the consideration was it going to be a double or a single because of my age and because of my family history and because of my need to get it right, really, to come out of this with the smallest cloud possible. In my world, there's no point surviving breast cancer if you're not then going to live, if every day you're worried about it coming back. So the decision was made with my wonderful breast surgeon to have a double mastectomy with a reconstruction with implants. We decided that so that Mrs. Mattei could use my tummy fat if I needed radiotherapy and the implants failed. Luckily, I didn't need radiotherapy, but it was a backup plan. My implants lasted 8 years before I had a problem, and then I had capsular contraction, which was very painful. So the decision was made between my breast surgeon and myself to have DIEP, where they take tummy and create breasts from them. So that went ahead. That was quite a difficult operation to get through. I think it was about 6-7 hours in theatre and then a night in intensive care. And so, yeah, it was a tricky operation, but part of that was lipomodelling, where the fat's harvested, I had liposuction, and then it was injected into certain places to create a good look. What was lovely, what was my main thing about coming out of DIEP after having implants and then moving on to tissue, my own tissue, was the fact that the tissue, my breasts were warm, they weren't hard. With implants they were hard and cold, but it felt like me again, so that was lovely. I felt like I'd come full circle and I'd got my breasts back, I'd got me back. It was important as well for me that there wasn't anything, a foreign body inside me. That made such a difference. With it being my own tissue, that was really important. And after having it done and then having implants and then having DIEP, the difference is just incredible. And I think the surgeon was so talented to do what they did to create boobs out of a belly is just amazing, and they look great. They jiggle. I've got my jiggle back, which I didn't have with implants. It was nice to be able to have one harvest of fat, to know that the liposuction was going to happen once, because the recovery from liposuction it wasn't as hard as DIEP, but it was difficult. The bruising was uncomfortable, and the compression garments that you have to wear were quite limiting. And so it was nice to know that I would have one harvest, and then I could have as many times as I needed to look good. I could have my fat put back. It was really important to me that it was me that was coming back into me, if that makes sense, that it was part of me. At no point was a foreign body included again. I think until you've had a foreign body, until you've had implants, you don't realise I didn't realise how important that was to me, to have me back, if you like, and to know that it was all me was lovely. It also gave me, after DIEP, I think I initially thought DIEP and on we go with life and life will just carry on, but DIEP, I think to get the look right for your breasts, you need more than one session, if you like. It needs to be ongoing to get it perfectly right. And it was really nice to know that I'd got the backup of the fat that was stored, to know that if I came out of surgery and I wasn't happy, there was a backup plan. For me, a large part of cancer is psychological, and having this option and a backup took a lot of worry away from me. At no point have I had to worry about what I look like, because I've always got a backup plan. So that was a biggie. I think it's difficult anyway, cancer, and psychologically it can really mess with your mind. And it was so reassuring to know that that was one less thing for me to worry about. I'm happy now with how I look. I've had my nipples reconstructed, I've had my tattoos, and I've had 3 lots of fat transfer. Each time I've had it, it hasn't... With liposuction, I was out of action for 3-4 days before I could even start moving properly. After I've had the fat transfer, it's within hours, you're back on your feet and you're back within life. And I think for me as well, you don't want to feel like a victim. You don't want to feel like a poorly person. And having the fat transfer, the way it's done with it, the harvest once and then bringing it back as you need it, it really meant I could enjoy life and get back within my family. My family didn't have to function around me, and I was back within hours, which was the big difference.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you.